Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about Alchemy Pay, aka ACH. And it's been a very long time since I've actually talked about this token. Full transparency, I know that a lot of people are going to question it. No, I'm not sponsored or paid at all to talk about any tokens on this channel. I know that there has been a lot of discussions around ACH in the past. A lot of people thought that I was getting paid to talk about ACH. No, that is not the case at all. I think that this is just one of those tokens that is providing an intricate use case advantage to the space compared to what most tokens are trying to go after. That use case advantage is being that on and off ramp solution to crypto through fiat. And I've always said that these bridges being built out are 100% crucial to the next evolution of crypto. And what is that next evolution, you ask? Well, it's just adoption, right? How do you get to mass adoption from the retail sector without having easy on-ramps to crypto? And that's what we are seeing here. I mean, like this is, an NFT and cryptocurrency on-ramp to PairDAO, which is a non-custodial marketplace governed by a DAO. And this is going to be pretty cool. I think that a lot of these solutions, a lot of these partnerships that Alchemy does have in place are very crucial to the next evolution, like I've said. So when we look at this, there's been a lot of updates. There's been a lot of, things that have changed since the last time that I talked about Alchemy. I think the last time that I talked about it, wow, I gotta say it was probably months ago, and it was trading at a much higher price. Gonna be 100%, real with you guys. I'm underwater on a lot of my ACH buying. A lot of it was around like 1 to 2.5 cents. And since then, we have lost quite a bit of support. I will be addressing that in this video as well. But here we have that payment channel update. Alchemy Pay's on and off ramp now supports a variety of local payment methods in the Philippines. Users can purchase crypto through online banking, InstaPay, and even Gcash. 60 million plus users. So again, we just recently talked about the number of individuals that are actually utilizing crypto. It's less than 300 million. So if you think about that, this is an instant exposure to 60 million plus users, and it's only going to grow. We recently just seen their NFT checkout demo with a credit card. Users can now purchase NFTs directly with fiat currency without going through multiple complicated steps. They even have the demo here. It's going to play over yet again. It's about 34 seconds long. It's very simple, very easy, and this is very cool to me. I think that with what we are seeing through Alchemy, I really do think that people should pay attention to this token because it is a significant use case. I know that these on and off ramps to most people don't seem like, something crazy, doesn't seem like it's something big. But if you do support crypto and you do think that crypto is the future and you think that billions of people will utilize crypto eventually, then guess what? You should be focusing on assets like ACH because this is what we need. We need a lot of on-ramps to crypto that are going to not only simplify the entire, way of getting into crypto, buying NFTs, minting NFTs. We need that. We 100% need that because there's a lot of people out there that are not technologically advanced to the point of like, okay, I'm going to utilize MetaMask, I'm going to utilize Coinbase Wallet, or I'm going to utilize, my ledger, and I'm just going to go over onto OpenSea or on this platform, and I'm going to, mint and buy an NFT, I'm going to trade an NFT, or, I'm going to download this exchange and buy tokens, I'm going to send tokens here, I'm going to send tokens. Like, it's a very complicated area, and having those simplified variations of on and off ramps to crypto is a huge stepping stone. And there's a lot more, right? BitKeep, and the integration will take BitKeep's wallet and its ecosystem to a new level of mainstream friendliness through fiat crypto payment services in 173 plus nations. Here's another one, Weeks official, sorry. Users can now pay with their preferred fiat payment methods directly to buy cryptocurrencies and fund their accounts. Then over here, another major NFT innovation. Users can purchase NFTs directly using traditional fiat payment methods such as cards, mobile wallets, and even bank transfers. This got posted back on December 14th. This was to support the World Cup. We also seen over here with DApp OS, enters into a strategic partnership with DApp OS. Supports DApp's seamless access to payment methods such as fiat and Binance Pay. It's operating protocol designed to make DApps as user-friendly as mobile apps. Very cool. And here we have another one, X Plus. They could pay with their preferred fiat payment methods directly to buy crypto and fund their X Plus account. And here's the World Cup special event is online, introducing Particle Network. It's a mobile app data and development platform for Web 3.0, mobile first, data driven, composable. And again, you have that ramp fee now through their Particle Network solution with Alchemy Pay. And then Blockworks. So here's where we get into the real use case advantage of Alchemy Pay. So as you guys do see, these are the 5 big areas that crypto payment providers are targeting. And we do see crypto to crypto fiat. And you do see a lot of the major players up here. Many of these you guys probably already utilized in the past, like MoonPay. I know MoonPay is a big one in this space. I'm trying to see if there was a few other ones that I've utilized in the past. I know that I used BitPay before. Obviously, Coinbase, like that's a big one. Some of these other ones I think that I've utilized, like CoinGate. Besides that, I haven't really used many of the other ones. But then we do see crypto to crypto. A few of these I have used just on like a few exchanges or a few dApps as well. And then over here, e-commerce platform plugins. I use Shopify all the time, literally all the time. I've never utilized it for like Adobe Commerce, but I'm sure that I could. But Shopify, big one for me. And then crypto to fiat, this is the big one, right? This is where Alchemy Pay comes into place. And then you guys do see the enterprise merchant. I use Stripe a lot. Visa, MasterCard, you guys already know. PayPal as well. But Alchemy Pay, crypto to fiat is the big one. And I wonder if they have, so I see that they're not really, I mean, they're talking about it, but they're not really talking about the big use case advantage here. More so it would be centered on Web3 payments. Actually, I think that this would be the case I'm actually trying to talk about. So crypto payment providers offer Web3 payment solutions to support the growing popularity of Web3 ecosystem. Peer-to-peer payment gateways allow merchants to accept payments across multiple blockchains and receive payments in the assets they opt for. That's basically what Alchemy Pay is providing. They're providing that on-ramp into the Web3 society. I think that Web3 itself is going to grow much, much larger than what most anticipate. We've talked about this many times. But Alchemy Pay has been established. We've been focusing on Alchemy Pay for a very long time. Like I said, we will talk about the price action and stuff like that here in a second. But we do see bridging the fiat and crypto global economies. Times change, so does money. And then down here, we do see the overall platform. So 70 plus supported countries, 100 plus fiat currencies, 300 plus fiat payment channels, and all cryptocurrencies support it. Very, very awesome to see. And we do see Alchemy Pay is supported in over 70 countries with over 300 payment channels and has a touch point with more than 2 million merchants through partnerships with industry leaders. And yes, we will address those here in a second. And here are some of the partners. I will get into the partners list here in a second for a lot more use case advantage. But here you guys have joined the ACH family with over 200,000 investors and community members. And here is their Alchemy Pay on-ramp. This is where you could basically buy Alchemy Pay through their on-ramp. Very cool. So over here, we have the About section. We've talked about the About section in the past. What I do want to address is the overall substantial network that they already have in place. So here is their payment channel. You can check out all of the payment channel partners that they do have here, some of the largest ones out there, to the mainstream sector like PayPal, Visa, and MasterCard. Very cool, very incredible to see. Some of these other ones are pretty big overseas as well. Here's their merchant network. Again, Shopify, a massive giant. Arcadia, massive giant. QF Pay as well, very large. And here's all the major banks that they already have ties to. Some of these are some of the largest ones that we've talked about in terms of overseas banks, like Shinhan Bank, SCB. There's a few of these other ones that we've talked about as well, but they're not, like, some of these we aren't really extremely aware of, to be completely honest with you guys, but I have heard about them in the past. Here's Settlement, Binance, Wobi, OKX, and even Bitfinex exchanges. Pretty much all the major exchanges out there. And I mean, like, again, they already are listed on some of the most popular exchanges out there as well. Here's all the wallet integrations as well. Very cool, very cool. Ledger, I store my ACH on Ledger, by the way. For anybody out there that is wondering like where I store my ACH, Ledger is the key. And here's all the blockchain ones as well. And then cryptocurrencies. mainstream. So here are like the mainstream ones. So a lot of these are like some of the bigger ones out there in terms of the payments. And we see Neum here. Neum is a very, very large one. Checkout.com as well. DeFi infrastructure, some of the biggest players, centralized exchanges, pretty much all of the main ones, and then also public chains as well. So very cool. And by the way, for anybody that is looking at the leadership team and saying like, all right, they're not fully doxed, John 10 is fully doxed. Some of these are mainly fully doxed. You can check them out on their social media platforms, and there's a lot more information on their website if you guys do want to learn more about it. But what I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about is how ACH as a token gains value. So ACH is the utility token that is powering pretty much all of this. It is used for transactional fees, rewards for network use, lowering transaction costs, and it is even pledged by business partners during the onboarding process as well. So there's a lot that ACH is actually utilized for, and you guys do see how it all works here. It's pledged, rewarded, and paid as fees to drive and incentivize all the ecosystem's functions. And here's all those functions it's going into and out to the entire platform to the Alchemy Pay token. And you can see how everything is correlated to it in terms of the network growth, funds growth, and even development. You do see the pledging, the reduced transaction fees, and even the rewards. You guys can check out the white paper if you want. I already looked at the white paper. I've also looked at the reports down here that we talked about like digitizing payments and stuff like that, which we have focused on quite a bit on this channel. Now, Alchemy Pay is a token. So 10, I was about to say 10,000, 10 billion max and total supply. About 51% is out there. And yes, we've started to see a lot more tokens released. I think that they could give us a little bit of an insight on that. So we can kind of see where there was quite a bit of tokens released as well. I mean, some of this, yes, the price action did increase as well. But some of these times we did see tokens get a little bit more released. I wish that there was an insight. I don't know if they even have it on their website. It would be cool to see, where the tokens, at what time the tokens were fully released at. But we know that there's going to be a lot more token releases in general going forward. One thing that I have been looking at is, so again, talking about those token releases, a large percentage of the supply is still held in terms of pledging to the ecosystem users. That's why when we look at, there was a part up here that I wanted to go back to real quick. So this pledged by business partners during the onboarding process, a large portion of those tokens are held by some of the ecosystem partners, which is again why you see like a large portion of like the top 50 or even the top 100 holders holding about 92.77% of the total supply. I don't know if all of that data is fully live. You would have to check out the Meta. Sorry, let me go over here to the Etherscan. I was about to say MetaMask. So when we go over here to the Etherscan, we could see that there's about only 19,300 some holders, which is still very, very early. Now over here in the holders tab is where you could see a large portion of the supply. So this is what I was talking about. So here is the address. This is the main address that we've been watching for in terms of like release tokens. And you can see this if we open it up in a new tab real quick, just to give you guys a quick insight. So you can see the quantity, you can see the age, and you can see where the tokens are actually going. So for example, if I click this wallet, you could see how much tokens are coming in and where it is going out to. I think that this is the main address, but you can see that a lot of this does come in and then it goes out to some of the players that are on the network. I'm sure that there will be at some point in time more transparency around this. I would love to see more transparency around it, but they do kind of outline this in the ACH token breakdown over here, where they do talk about how it is being utilized as a pledge for a lot of those major investors or those partnered businesses that are, working with Alchemy Pay. And a lot of those fees, a lot of like everything that is moving on the network is paid in and really kind of just utilizing the ACH token itself. But this is where you could see all of the holders tabs. You could see going all the way up to like the top 100. Realistically speaking, I mean, when we look at how many people are holding this token, and even if we go all the way back to like the top, we'll say like the top 500 holders, like even on the page, on page 4, Like the most that people are investing in the top 200 is about $7,700, which I know to some people that might seem like a massive amount, but when you go and compare it to most tokens, like that's not that much money at all. Um, and I'm not saying like that's not that much money for individuals to invest. I'm just saying like compared to like some of the top tier exchanges, it's not that much. And even the top 250, like you could see that they're holding about almost $5,000 worth of this token, which is crazy to me because when we look at the overall holders address, we are starting to see a lot more holders coming in, and it's probably because they see the value here. Because what's crazy about ACH, what's crazy about Alchemy Pay, is that we've been in this downtrend for so long. And I've been really kind of just waiting for things to cool off in the entire market. We are down astronomically from the high back here when we seen a Coinbase listing back in August of 2021. And we are down 96%. Yes, could we come down a little bit more? 100%. We've seen tokens come down about 99% for the most part in this market, which is insane. If we do come down 99% down to this level down here at like it's like a fraction of a penny, this would be an insane opportunity in my opinion, and I will talk to you guys about that here in a second. But I have these levels down here that I'm looking at to see if they do potentially get targeted. But I started to buy. I bought here at about 7. It's not. It's like a fraction. It's like almost a half a cent, but it's like 7 something. I think I bought a little bit early. I think I bought at about 0.008, which was like around this range here because I've seen quite a bit of support back here. So this is a level that I've kind of entered at, and I will enter more down here if we do see those levels. But the reason why, and I'm looking at this from an overall fib-based approach, there's a few levels that I'm looking at. So one, previous all-time high. That should be the first and like the major goal that everyone has in mind whenever they're looking at an asset. Okay, so at this point, what would it be? It'd be about a 27.5x opportunity, which is crazy to me, right? So the next levels that I'm looking at, and you could go off of you can go off a log scale, or even like just regular scale. So when we look at the regular scale fib-based levels, after the all-time high, we look at the 1618. The 1618 would be about a 44, I'll say, just like estimate at like 44x. And then after that, we look at like the 4618 up here. And yes, there's levels in between, but the 4618 is usually a common area that a lot of altcoins kind of outreach to. With Alchemy Pay being on almost all major exchanges, when we go over here to the markets, on the Binance Exchange, Coinbase Exchange, Qcoin, Kraken, and some of the other major ones like Huobi, Gate.io, Bybit, for an example, Crypto.com, MEXC, some of the higher grade ones, right? So with all of the listings that it does have, I'm looking at this from an overall perspective on, first off, going all the way back to like the 3-day span, check out the on-balance volume. On-balance volume is pretty much sitting sideways, and it has been sideways for a while. So there's not like a crazy amount of accumulation happening here at all. On the daily, you can see a massive sell-off event has happened, and we've kind of bottomed out a little bit back in December, which is the same level that we've seen back in October as well, before we've seen a major spike up. It's also a level that we have seen in the past as well. I'm trying to see if we've seen it back here as well. So yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a level all the way back to August as well. So pretty crazy. But one thing that I have been looking at with a lot of these fib-based levels on Alchemy Pay is just the overall gain advantage. Like this would be about 125x opportunity if we do see the 4618. After that, I am looking at the highest fib outreach, which yes, we have seen it being targeted before on a few assets. This would be a 213x opportunity. Now, yes, I will say lower risk tiers. So, having those targets hit would be about like the 1618, which would be a 44x. That's a huge opportunity in my opinion. If you want to see a 50x opportunity, I think that a 50x could happen on ACH. Yes, there's still levels to look at. I wouldn't go all in at one level. For an example, when I look at where we could go down to, it's all based off of what we've seen in the past and where we've seen those candlestick bodies lie. You can go on the 3-day span as well and look back here and see where a lot of the demand is. In my opinion, a lot of that demand is within this range down here, which is right between about 0.003 and 0.005. If we do see these levels, which I think that we could, this is going to be a big average area for me. I'm going to average in quite heavily here. But I'm still looking at a few levels. I'm still looking at a few targets right now. Could we have bottomed out? 100%. There's still a large amount. I mean, like, listen, this is like secondary demand technically down here. A lot of the demand is still around here anyways. But what I'm looking at is to see if we can come down and test these levels down here, because this would be an insane opportunity. I mean, just from like the 3173 level to the all-time high, you're looking at a 62x opportunity. That would be insane, because even at like 50 cents, which 50 cents is not too crazy in terms of market cap, this would be a 155x opportunity. And again, with 10 billion out there, with what they are focused on, I could definitely see a large amount of growth going in the in the adoption area for retail through an on-ramp like ACH. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.